That's me.
The myth. The Gibson myth of the one. The
Totally them all.
Yes, it's the search for the holy unicorn is what I call it.
Okay.
Or it's
We've moved on from the Holy
I'm
Grail.
thinking of lots of unicorn cartoons. So there is a thing that there's the Holy Grail Gibson Les Paul.
Of course there is.
Right, and that's the name. And maybe
I just haven't found it.
Billy Gibbons sort of started this whole.
That son of a gun.
Because of his magic one.
The Reverend. Pearly Gates.
Pearly Gates. It's the Les Paul to rule all Les Pauls. So that's the idea. And it's would that be the most expensive Les Paul?
I don't know. Probably. Maybe. I don't know.
Well, there's this idea that like there's almost a thing like people search for the Les Paul. No, but they're always on the journey and they want to find that impossible to find one.
What's crazy to me is like I would understand it if we were talking about legit 58, 59, 60s, right?
No, we're past that.
That's what I'm saying. Like it is carried over. Like the mythos is carried over into, well, because obviously there's only a certain number of those built every year, and you know, depending on your style, I like 1960 or I like 1958 or
I like this color. I want lemon burst.
Right.
I want a slight relic. Or I want a heavy relic. I want no relic. I want BOS.
But it is carried over into custom shop Les Pauls, even things like Les Paul Studios or like just whatever. Well, define the Les Paul.
And it's only carried over into them because. Unfortunately,
here it comes.
The search belies a lot of duds, unfortunately. We're going to say that it tends to be like a 90 to 1, 90 to 10% sort of ratio. Of
like 1 out of 10. Like you play 10 to find 1, it's like, oh yeah, okay. I mean, in my brain, it's like you play 10, 1's great, 3 or 4, okay. And the rest are like, maybe not so good.
Well, like if you took any other let's say like you did that with Paul Reed Smith. They would be out of business tomorrow.
Yeah, because they're based on the fact that, hey, it's all consistent. All these guitars are great. Every one is the one.
Even if you jumped into, let's say, the Fender Custom Shop in that sort of same world, like pretty much every one of those is consistently spectacular.
I mean, I can count on one hand and have fingers left over. And the whole time that we've been doing this, building these custom shops, how many weren't just phenomenal? I mean, literally... I
remember a couple that we actually sent back to the custom shop. It's like these aren't up to snuff. Probably about 5.
Gosh, I can't even remember that many. But
it's in the course of a long time of doing this.
Yeah.
Just been like these are definitely not up to snuff. Like
right.
But then within the world of Gibson, like it's almost become a badge of honor. Right? Like you
go through all your bad Gibsons, right?
You enjoy the journey, like because I have a lot of Gibsons, and mine are like I have a lot of '70s Gibsons too, which are cool. They're not necessarily good, but I love them.
You pick them up.
I play them every once in a while, but I tend to grab like either Fender Custom Shops, an Echo Park, or something when I'm playing like for my own pleasure. It's different.
So, do you think the myth is a combination of having to weed through maybe subpar Gibsons? And this idea starting from Billy Gibbons. You think it's a combo of those things?
I think the mythos has been like created by the entire marketing machine too, a little bit, and just our expectations have been so like staggered and manipulated because like there have been such many ups and downs of Gibsons.
Well, you want to find I can remember being a kid and having Squires, and Fender style guitars. And seeing Jimmy Page play like a Les Paul, and guys that I was really into, like Slash, or Joe Walsh, have these Les Pauls. And in my brain, that was like big boy guitar. Like one day,
yes, what you grow
I'll have a Les Paul. Well, so then first one I had,
it was a struggle.
Not awesome, right? I was like, I'd rather play my Squire Strat. But so you just tell yourself, oh, I just haven't found the one.
And maybe it's just like the Les Paul is like it's an acquired taste for a lot of folks.
I think it is too.
It's because it's so different than any. If you're playing a Strat, it's night and day.
It's different. It's a different thing.
They live in the same universe in some strange, multiverse thing, but still sonically it's so different, and it makes you play and think differently a little bit. Yeah. But I don't know. It's like it's funny because like I have found some of the ones through my journey too. There's like one of Larry's gold tops and.
Right.
You found one of, but that's the thing is like I found one of Larry's gold tops. You found one of Larry's other ones.
That wasn't the one for you.
Yeah, but
right.
that's
it's
the holy
subjective.
grail to you. Like, oh, this is the one. Like, this is a little snappier. Like, mine's like a throaty, like, charger type thing, and just wah.
Yeah, so like if we played 10, we would pick different the ones. Or
And maybe that's part of it too. But it's then like we were talking earlier, and I was like, it's almost like you're going on a $5,000 Kinder Egg search. You're going down this.
Can I just say that I hate that trend in toys? My kids will throw money away.
The $1.50.
Not just on the Kinder Eggs, but
like you get a good deal.
Every toy brand, like the Ryans play blah blah blah, or like whatever. They're like, well, we don't even watch it, but there's something, they're drawn to these little packs that have like a question mark. There's even some kind of little things, these little men that like fight each other.
Oh yeah, that you don't know what's going to be.
The Ketos, and you never know what you're going to get, and it gives me anxiety. I'm like, don't, you're going to get a bad
My
one.
kids are in the Bakugan right now.
Yeah, well, Elijah, we went through that
they're
phase.
Like, they're really into that. So like we get them from friends when they're done with them.
Yeah.
I think Sean's going to give us some, hopefully. And we're going to bury it in the backyard and like act like the Bakugan.
You're
I've been born here. Yes. And then we can shit post on it some.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
But no, well, and here's the thing with Gibson, because like we still think there's some. This is tricky. It's almost like a yin and yang. It's such a trouble to find good ones, but when you find the good one, there's nothing quite like it.
That is absolutely true. It almost makes it worth it in a weird way. If it didn't, we would have been done with it a long time ago. I think.
Why would you climb the highest peaks and mountains and stuff, and go on these horrible hikes where the chance of dying, death, frostbite, your toes might be gone? That's like getting the right
poverty.
Gibson. Extreme poverty. Yeah,
Extreme
it's going to cost you
poverty.
$75,000 to climb Mount Everest.
5 marriages
later, you might die, and you might
Right.
get separated happily. But no, we do that, and that's why it's so important too. When you do choose to go down this road with buying these Gibsons, at least have someone be your guardian. Like I'd say, buy only from your trusted retail shops that you know are good Gibson dealers. Not just like have a Gibson or two and like just that's maybe what they authorized Gibson dealers. Like, and if it's going to be Sweetwater, great. If it's going to be Guitar Center, great. But I would trust the guys, at Wildwood and
Right.
And Music Villas and like the ones that have like a good, and there's lots of other shops like CME even, like these guys, they're going to go through the guitars.
Well, it's such a different product. Like if you do Sweetwater, you could get, in theory, you could keep ordering one and keep sending it back, which I think is frustrating. That's one way to do it, but I think the more
We've done a
effective
whole
way,
video on that. It ruins the whole idea of getting new guitars.
Yeah, I mean, but I would rather have somebody I trust to tell me, hey, you like this snappy thing, like you like the Telly on steroids Les Paul. I've played some. Here's the best ones. See him.
Like we have that happen to us all the
yeah.
Carlos Chuck, well, if he's not at a dance competition, dancing freak.
Takes a lot of his time. It's very important. Priorities.
And he's doing like the shooting thing right now because he's doing the 3-gun with his pearl handles. It's weird. He has pearl handles on his AR, which makes no sense. I don't know how you get pearl handles on your AR. Other story.
Now that you say it.
Way to go, Carlos.
Kind of want it.
I know, it's cool, right? But no, it's we've had the people call us and like, hey, like I'm looking at 3 of these guitars. Will you pick out and play the best one? And we'll go through it. We'll literally go back in this studio where we're sitting right now, or another room similar to this, and spend up to an hour going through these guitars. Sometimes because it's fun. It's not a bad part of the job.
I mean, it is fun.
Will you play like those 3 custom shops for us and tell us which one you like best? Like 100% I will.
And sometimes it's which one we like best, but a lot of times it's here's what we think these 3 do, and then talk through what fits you.
And I've done that with acoustics quite a bit too.
Yeah.
And it's often, and it's strange, people are very confused and like, I think you should get this guitar. It's about $1,000 less than this one. And they're like, why would you do that?
We've both done that.
Because it sounds better.
Yeah. Or it fits the bill of what you want and your playing style, or, it's not necessarily the most expensive always.
No, so in your path to get the Gibson, trust the right shops. It's important. Trust shops that will actually take the time, love the instruments, care about them. The ones that you think will actually get a dud in and hopefully send it back. Yeah. Because there are, or at least if it comes in, it's set up improperly.
Set it up.
They'll get it squirreled away. Yeah, because there's all sorts of issues with some of the setups coming out of there, unfortunately. Still.
Or if you're just going out blind, maybe you take a Gibson buddy, like in old Red Shoals last video.
Gibson buddy.
I mean, if you could take Tim Pierce,
we would just call Tim up.
I would trust Tim Pierce. If he picked me Les Paul,
we have Tim Pierce's phone numbers at the bottom of the comment section. Just Be sure you have to click like and subscribe, and it appears.
Just keep scrolling through it.
And then you hit the bell.
It pops up.
And then it pops immediately.
I wonder if he had. Well, I'm sure not. Better not even say. Anyway,
just stop that thought. He's like, God,
I really do love Tim Pierce. He's so happy when he plays, and he's so freaking good.
Pretty awesome. I like John Bollinger too.
I
like watching him do his premiere guitar stuff.
I like his little Instagram post where he's like playing downtown Nashville, and it's just like they can't do his phone.
Well, he's just such a good-looking dude too. So it's just like just funny. I just chilling out. He's like, yeah, this is what all you guys want to be, but I'm doing it. But he's super nice and happy to do it. I like happy people on the internet.
His little slide on his pinky. That's a cool style.
I can't do that. That's not my thing.
He can. John Bollinger can.
He can do anything. John Bollinger's like MacGyver.
That's true.
Of the guitar world. That's a good thing.
Dang.
Pretty cool, right?
I used to love MacGyver so much.
MacGyver's one of the greatest shows.
Not the stupid remake.
That doesn't
real
count.
MacGyver. Not MacGruber. Also hilarious.
And your other favorite show, Airwolf.
Yeah. Snow Thundercats, but
God, that was a good. Well, that's cartooned like real life action A-Team style.
Like
Airwolf's like sort of like A-Team, like Wish.
A-Team was fantastic.
A-Team's one of the best TV shows in the history of America.
When a plan comes together, Baxter.
Love it. I get on a plane, Murdoch. Like every episode, it's the same. The copy print. It's like Law and Order with awesomeness.
And yet, we just kept doing it.
And no one ever died in any of those episodes. No one was killed.
No.
It was just like G.I. Joe the cartoon. You'd see like a Cobra jet like crash like right into a Hiss tank. I know the names. I'm a nerd. And like they'd eject into flames. You can't eject when you're like perpendicular with the ground.
Baxter.
On the ground.
They have technology we don't know about. Come on.
I just watched this whole thing.
Decades ahead.
I just watched this fighter pilot. I think it was in an F-18. They were going and flying at night, and their instruments got screwed up. So he's like, something's not right. It's telling me I'm going straight, but I feel like the wind's blowing. He hit his guy in the back. He's like, what's wrong? It turns out they were going straight down, inverted cross coming in, going like Mach 1, and they were like super close. Like, we got to bail out. I'm not willing to bet. Like, so they bail out at Mach 1. It breaks like all of his blood vessels in his face. His arms snap. Like, they survive, but then they plane, bam, right in the ocean. Crazy story.
That's horrific.
Being a fighter pilot's not all it's cracked up to be, apparently.
It's crazy they were even able to bail out.
Yeah, they didn't die.
Wow.
It's just, because you're going out, if you're going down, bam, and the guys shoot deployed. If he would have waited a quarter second longer, he said he would have hit the ocean before his shoot deployed. I think he got out 2,500 feet.
And
going Mach 1. So you got to remember the velocity you're being thrown at still is going so fast. So think about the whiplash too.
So I wonder how long they had to wait before someone came and retrieved them from
as they're bleeding out of their eyes.
Bleeding out of their eyes and broken arms.
Well, that's a happy thought. Anyway, so have fun getting your Gibson out. But yeah, so that's the end of the story. It is worth the rub to make sure you bail out. No, the Gibson journey it's hard, it's arduous, but buy from your trusted retailer.
It's like an allegory.
Ooh, is it? That's really smart.
No, it's not.
Okay, it's like
it could be. We could make a Gibson allegory.
What's that? I just went blank. I'm having a brain fry. The original, the first Beowulf. It's like Beowulf.
That's true.
Great. Or The Northman is on Amazon Prime right now too.
Yep.
And I've seen it twice in the theater. I'm going to watch it with my wife. Oh, hopefully tonight maybe. That'd be fun. We have like a Northman date.
There you go.
I love that movie. It's super weird and dark.
It's on Amazon Prime?
It's Amazon Prime right now. It's great. You should watch it. Derek and I saw it in the theater.
I'll be darned. I'll watch it.
Yeah, and Bjork's in it too.
There you go.
She plays the crazy part. Her eyes look great though. Yeah. But yeah, I love Bjork. And Skarsgård, oh my God, it's scary. And I know there's a part when they raid a village and like Derek was showing it to Gosia, his wife, who's from Poland, and she's like, they're speaking Polish. It's like they're totally raiding and murdering a bunch of Poles. It's a terrible, amazing scene.
One does. Yeah.
And as the Vikings do. This is a good picture of horror show Vikings. These
are not friendly, happy Vikings, I don't think.
This is not a cute, like happy-go-lucky. It's a very great story, beautiful. The director did the Witch and everything, and so one of my favorite, like The Witch and The Lighthouse. Wonderful director, Roger Eggers. I can't say his name for some reason. Robert.
Are there any really good Beowulf movies?
There was the horrible one with Angelina Jolie, the CGI one.
Good. I mean, because I love Beowulf is awesome.
There's a few movies that are from the 90s, and they're okay.
I feel like we should have a great Beowulf movie, like a legit, true to the actual.
They won't. There's none of the tropes we need for today's society to want to see it.
Pulls Grendel's arms off, hangs him in the mead hall.
It's probably just like just a giant person in real life, but that's horrible still.
Whatever.
It's like Chunk from the Goonies.
He dives down.
God, what a great movie. Great movie, classic. Go see it. Anyway,
Bees.
the journey's worth the squeeze. The lemonade's worth the squeeze. The orange juice is worth the squeeze. I don't know what the proper thing is.
You know what he means.
But it's a journey. Good luck with it. Let us know that you've had a journey, that you've had fun doing it. Like, I have a friend who's getting ready to bring in one of his Murphy Labs he just bought from somewhere today for us to see. It's in, and he's bought so many Gibsons, and they've gone back and gone out. He's had some of the best Gibson, from the Dwayne Allman ones to
he's had some
Collector's
pretty amazing
Choices.
ones. And Gibson style things.
Gil Your Owns. We can't wait to see what he brings us to see today. Because I have a high standard for this friend of mine.
It's true.
He's a squirrely man, but a man we love. I'm going to go home now.
See you guys later.
Thanks for joining us.